These could be very tense and emotional moments inside a Utah courtroom this morning. For the very first time, Charlie Kirk's widow, Erika, and his parents are set to come face to face at a preliminary hearing with the man accused of killing him.
If you've been on True Crime TikTok lately, you've probably been seeing new things on the Charlie Kirk's never-ending saga.
Inside a Utah courtroom this morning, the atmosphere was filled with emotion and intense anticipation. For the first time since Charlie Kirk's passing, his widow Erika and Charlie's parents were expected to stand just a short distance from the man facing charges in connection with the case. This was far more than an ordinary court appearance. It was a deeply emotional moment marked by grief, unanswered questions, and hopes that the legal process would provide clarity. Everyone following the hearing understood how significant this day could become. Then, during the proceedings, one unexpected courtroom moment quickly spread across social media, triggering widespread discussion. Some viewers saw it as a heartfelt and emotional exchange, while others interpreted it differently, leading to countless conversations that stretched well beyond the courtroom. Behind the headlines, another part of the story has continued to draw attention. For the first time since Charlie Kirk's passing, Erika Kirk and Charlie's parents found themselves in the same room as the individual accused in the case. The emotional weight of that encounter was impossible to ignore.
It's 5. Okay, now 5 is a lot, right? I'm gonna give you some credit. Do you know how many mass shooters there have been in America over the last 10 years?
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Great.
As soon as Erika entered the courtroom and saw him, her reaction immediately became one of the biggest talking points online. People watching described the moment in very different ways. Some believed she appeared overwhelmed with emotion and struggled to hold back tears, while others felt her expression was difficult to read and left room for many interpretations. Those contrasting opinions only fueled more discussion, with viewers trying to understand what she may have been feeling during such an emotional hearing. The combination of grief, tension, and uncertainty made this courtroom appearance one that many people will remember for a long time. As the hearing continued, the mood shifted once again after a courtroom exchange that many viewers felt raised new questions. Online discussions quickly suggested that something said by Tyler or members of his legal team had caught people's attention, although interpretations varied widely. The moment carried extra significance because of what Erika had shared publicly in the weeks following Charlie's passing. During earlier public appearances, she spoke about choosing forgiveness toward the individual accused in the case, explaining that she believed forgiveness reflected the values Charlie himself would have wanted her to embrace.
I need to give anybody that.
She also said she did not want to hold on to bitterness or resentment. Rather than focusing on anger, she encouraged compassion and healing. Her comments surprised many observers, inspired others, and added another emotional layer to a case that has continued to generate widespread public interest. Many people found that response unexpected. After experiencing such a heartbreaking loss, some expected expressions of anger or stronger public calls for accountability. Instead, Erika consistently spoke about forgiveness and faith. That contrast led to a wide range of reactions online. Some praised her for remaining calm during an incredibly difficult period, while others questioned how she was able to maintain such composure. Social media users began analyzing interviews, public appearances, and courtroom footage, searching for clues that might explain her outlook. When the trial began, renewed attention focused on her expressions, body language, and interactions inside the courtroom. As often happens in highly publicized cases, those moments produced many different interpretations, even though none of them confirmed what Erika was actually thinking or feeling. The result was even more debate, as viewers continued to examine every detail. As the trial moves forward, public discussion has only intensified.
Your Honor, renew this standing objection and object on the grounds that there's no indication on this photograph of when it was taken in terms of relation to the actual incident at issue here.
Some online commentators have questioned whether Erika's repeated statements about forgiveness reflected her personal beliefs or was simply her way of coping with an unimaginable situation. Others strongly defended her, pointing out that everyone responds to grief differently and that no single reaction should be considered the standard. Alongside those conversations, additional online theories have continued circulating. One frequently discussed claim suggests that Erika, her assistant Tracy, and her daughter had originally planned to accompany Charlie before later changing those plans. According to those discussions, Erika reportedly decided not to attend because of a last-minute change. While that detail has attracted significant attention online, there is no verified public evidence showing that the scheduling change was connected to the events that followed. Even so, the timing has continued to generate conversation, with many people trying to understand how every piece of the timeline fits together. Another detail added to the growing discussion when Tracy reportedly shared that she had experienced an uneasy feeling before the planned outing. According to those accounts, she said something simply did not feel right, and that feeling influenced the decision not to go. Later discussions also referenced similar comments from Tracy and members of her family.
These could be very tense and emotional moments inside a Utah courtroom this morning. For the very first time, Charlie Kirk's widow, Erika,
who described it as a strong personal instinct rather than something they could fully explain. For many observers, that statement stood out because it introduced another emotional element into an already complex story. That revelation quickly became another major topic across social media. Some people viewed it as nothing more than hindsight and personal intuition, while others wondered whether there could be additional context that has not been made public. Online speculation expanded rapidly, with countless theories appearing despite the lack of verified evidence supporting many of them. As the legal proceedings continue, many of those questions remain unanswered. For now, much of the public conversation is being shaped by courtroom testimony, official filings, and individual interpretations, rather than confirmed conclusions. With each new hearing, interest in the case continues to grow as people wait for verified information to emerge through the legal process. Questions like these have continued to spread across social media and online discussions. Some people have wondered whether there were signs that Charlie could have been facing a dangerous situation before everything unfolded.
As the preliminary hearing in the Charlie Kirk murder case continued in Utah, Charlie Kirk's widow, Erika Kirk, and his parents were seen leaving the courtroom together after emotional testimony.
Others believe there is no public evidence showing anyone knew what was about to happen. As a result, the conversation has become filled with theories, with people trying to connect events that remain only partially understood. Until more verified information becomes available through the legal process, many of those questions remain unanswered. Even so, they continue to fuel interest in a case that has captured widespread attention. Another topic that generated significant discussion centered on Tyler's courtroom appearance. Some people following the hearing believe something said during the proceedings surprised those in attendance and changed the atmosphere inside the courtroom. Online posts quickly claimed that Erika later left the courtroom after an emotional moment, leading many viewers to speculate about what may have happened. However, different reports have offered different interpretations, and without confirmed details from the courtroom record, much of the conversation remains based on public observation rather than verified fact. Even so, that single moment became one of the biggest talking points surrounding the hearing. What began as a legal proceeding has now grown into a story followed by thousands of people across the country. Every hearing seems to introduce another question, another debate, or another detail that keeps public attention firmly locked on the case. Inside the courtroom, attorneys continue presenting their arguments while the judge carefully considers the evidence and legal standards. Outside the courthouse, social media discussions move just as quickly, with every development sparking fresh reactions from supporters, critics, and people simply trying to understand what happened.
My husband, Charlie, he wanted to save young men, just like the one who took his life.
The contrast between the careful pace of the legal process and the rapid pace of online discussion has made this case even more fascinating to follow. For everyone connected to the proceedings, these hearings carry very different meanings. For Erika Kirk and Charlie's family, each court appearance represents another emotional step in an incredibly difficult journey. Every hearing brings back painful memories while also offering an opportunity to hear more about the evidence presented in court. For prosecutors, this stage is focused on demonstrating that the available evidence supports moving the case forward under the law. For the defense, it is an opportunity to carefully examine that evidence, challenge its reliability where appropriate, and ensure every legal standard is properly applied. That balance is exactly how the judicial process is designed to work, even in cases that receive enormous public attention. As these important hearings continue, attention now turns to the judge, who must determine whether the legal requirements have been met for the case to proceed. It is a decision based on the evidence presented in court rather than the opinions circulating online.
Imagine your husband being brutally assassinated and then you referring to his funeral as the event of the century.
I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event of a century, like, it's just insane.
Remember when Erika Kirk went on Good Morning America and was talking about how Candace was profiting off of her husband's death?
But when you go after my family, my Turning Point USA family.
Regardless of the outcome of this stage, one thing has become increasingly clear. This case is likely to remain in the spotlight for quite some time. Each new filing, hearing, and official update has the potential to answer existing questions while raising entirely new ones. That is why so many people continue following every development so closely. Social media has become a reflection of just how divided public opinion can be. Some commenters believe the legal process should simply be allowed to play out without outside influence. Others continue debating every courtroom moment, every public statement, and every newly released document. As often happens with high-profile cases, people bring different perspectives and different interpretations to the same set of events. That wide range of opinions has kept discussion active long after each hearing comes to an end. One comment shared online captured the emotions many people have expressed throughout the case. The viewer wrote that the entire situation felt heartbreaking and hoped the legal process would provide clear answers for everyone involved. Similar reactions have appeared across countless posts, with many people expressing sympathy for Charlie's loved ones.
I've confirmed that. However, it is a fact that she was supposed to go to UVU on September 10th. I remind you, this is Erika's assistant.
And here's where it gets crazier. Tracy and her daughter actually told everyone that they didn't go because Tracy actually had a bad feeling.
But the reason that Erika's assistant and her mother, Tracy, Erika's best friend, told people in their orbit something quite interesting, actually. The reason that they told her that they didn't go is different from the reason that Erika didn't go, obviously. Tracy and her daughter told people that Tracy had a bad feeling, like I told you.
While also emphasizing the importance of allowing the court to carefully examine all available evidence before reaching conclusions. That balance between emotion and patience has become one of the defining themes of the public conversation. As more hearings take place, many questions still remain. Will future testimony provide greater clarity? Will additional evidence answer some of the questions that continue to circulate online? Or will the legal process reveal an entirely different picture than many people currently expect? For now, those answers remain with the court, and the official proceedings will continue to shape what the public learns next. What do you think about everything that's happened so far? Do you believe the upcoming hearings will answer the biggest questions? Or do you think there are still important details left to emerge through the legal process? We'd love to hear your thoughts, so be sure to share your perspective in the comments below. If you found this update informative, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe for more in-depth coverage, and share this video with others who have been following the case. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.